What's up, Reapers? Welcome back to the crypt. This is gonna be CD collection part 15. Um, we're finally in the halfway section of my shelves. We're now on. Actually, half. We're actually over halfway, I think. I don't know. I have this middle section, then I have lower section. Um, Usually I'm gonna be filming like 3 videos in a day. I know I did that before and people probably got annoyed, and I kind of got burnt out on doing it, and I know I kind of ran out of ideas for a bit, but um, continuing my CD collection, we go to some Brutal Death Slam that I blind bought off of either Gorehouse or Amazon, and they just happened to have it. That or I might have gotten it in the Metalhead box. I know Ryan at Metal Viking 82 got it in one. He got this album by Infected Humans called Unexpected Traumatic Experiences. I don't actually remember where I got it. I probably got it from Amazon because it was around the time I just started really obsessively buying things from Amazon, because I actually had something called Amazon Prime, and yeah, obviously I don't really buy from there. If I do, I usually have my parents order it because they actually have Prime. I don't, because I really only used it for buying stuff. I never really watched anything on there. But next up is some deathcore, and this just holding it brings back memories of when I first owned this. And if you can't tell by this purple, this is Infinite Annihilator with, I'm probably butchering this, the Elysian Grandeville Galiarch. I mean, you should fucking know this album if you're deathcore. This was the first deathcore album I ever heard. This was the first deathcore band I ever heard. Mind you, I didn't know what deathcore was at the time. I thought it was just really, really fast, heavy, crazy death metal. Um, and I remember I was so into it that I went to my dad and I was like very nervous because, Infinite Annihilator is a very extreme sort of name, but I went like, can you buy me this album? It's by Infinite Annihilator, the Elysian Grandeville, uh, however the fuck you say that last part. I didn't know how to say it, so I just said, just look up Infinite Annihilator CD. I'll show you what one I want. And I pointed to it. He's like, yeah, sure. Because this had the very first deathcore song I ever heard, that being Soil the Stillborn. Um, and I do remember a few. I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" And I remember listening to it in school. My teacher was like, "What the hell are you listening to?" Right? Because I was 17, 18 years old, and at that point, teachers swearing didn't really affect me. I was like, oh, okay, you're a teacher, you're allowed to say whatever. And I showed her Infinite Annihilator, and it was on the first track on here, Unholy Grave Birth. I've never seen a teacher so pale walk out of class. 15 minutes later, she packed her stuff up because she actually got sick just from reading the name. I think she also said that she hadn't been feeling well that day, but I think that just made it worse. But yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't for some reason. I know they're planning on releasing new music this year, I believe. Very excited about that because I love Infinite Annihilator. Next up is a really good split. I believe I got this. I don't know where I got this um, label wise. I know I got it with quite a few other albums, and it's on this channel. This is the Infirmary split with Aetherium Morse. Really good death metal. Next up is unfortunately the only album I own by this band, and I know people are gonna give me shit that this is the one I own, but this was the first melodic death metal album I ever heard, and it had one song on it that I remember liking. This is In Flames with I the Mask. I know, give me the L because I don't have Clayman or Horrigal or the fucking Jester Race. I know I need to get those, but I the Mask is an album that has songs I can enjoy from it, but I don't listen to it at all. But I remember liking the song Burn. I legitimately liked the song Burn a lot in high school, especially during COVID, where during the pandemic, I just wanted the world to burn, and I thought that was so fucking angry. Um, God. Next up is some slam, brutal death, metal, deathcore. I know people struggle with this band. I love this band regardless of what they are, because especially this album got me through fucking from like when I first started exploring brutal death metal in 10th grade. I'm finding slam. Ingested was always fucking there. This is the 10th anniversary edition of Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering, their first album. Um, it doesn't have any anything like lyrics wise, but I do like the layout. But I mean, when I heard Skinned and Fucked, I liked it. This does have Erotic Depravity as a bonus track, which I think is awesome. Because as far as I know, that's just a single, and yeah. But I got this album from my dad for Father's Day because he actually likes Ingested. We've seen them twice now, and the background of my phone, which is what I used to film, is actually a photo of me with Jason of Ingested. But Contorted Perception, um, Intercranial Semen Injection, and Stillborn are probably my favorite tracks. But I mean, every song on here is just fucking, it fucking hits. And we're not, and for once, we're not done talking about them. This is their, forgetting what year this came out in. I know it was pretty recently, pretty recent years. This is Where Only Gods May Tread. Um, really good stuff. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this, so I can't really tell, favorite track. Next up is the re-recording of one of their earlier albums. This is the Surruption 2, where they have the Alpha and Omega in one like 10-minute track, which I kind of like because I think it's a back-to-back kind of thing anyway, which is actually one of my favorite fucking songs ever is the Alpha and Omega. But I mean, this album is fantastic. Please listen to it, and just the Surruption as well. I'm hoping to get an original. I want to get not an original, but I want to get the Surruption, and I want to get a actual like a real version of the first album, so I have both the 10th anniversary and the OG. Excuse me. Sorry, it's really late, but next up is Injustice with their last album, Ashes Lie Still. I do like it, and actually, what's funny is I remember the band page on Instagram actually liked it, and I remember mentioning it to Jason, and he's like, "I think I read that, yeah." And as I walked away, he said, "Thanks for the photo and thanks for meeting me." He said, "Cheers for the review," which I thought was awesome. Excuse my fucking horrible British accent, but really nice dude. One of the most genuine dudes I've ever met. Really funny guy. Next up is an album I don't really remember much about. I don't remember if I've even spun this. This is a band called Ingurgitating Oblivion with Absence. If you guys could tell me more about this band, I would love to know because I don't remember like anything about this. I want to say it was black metal, but I, I don't want to just fucking. I don't know. It's weird. Next up is some thrash metal that I got through the Metalhead box, which I mean, I'm not really upset by it because it is a good album. I just have to kind of be in the mood for it. This is Inhuman Condition with Rat God. It's like Rat Oh God. The vocals are for me. But I mean, really good thrash metal. Next up, I got this one through the Metalhead box. I know that for sure. This is Inhuman Deformity with Servants of Decay. And I actually re-listened to that one because I know Classic Metal did that like one Severed Records 100 CD unboxing video, and this was in it. And I commented like that was like one of the few that I actually recognized. Next up is some more brutal death metal from Gore House I actually did buy from there. This is Insecticide with Into Impending Apotheosis. Apotheosis? Something like that. Just a short 5-track release. Kind of what you expect from Gorehouse. Before we move on, I do want to point out that I'm planning on doing a like top 5 or 10 albums that got me through high school. But that said, I bought this when I saw the band, and the next one I'm gonna show. This is Insomnium with One for Sorrow. When I saw them with Enslaved and Black Anvil last year, which I was actually going more for Black Anvil than Insomnium or Enslaved. But I did get at least one shirt from every band. I went all out with Black Anvil because I spent like about $200 at that show. But I also got, and I had asked the vendor what album I should check out, and they had one on vinyl that someone was like, check this one out. I was like, I'm more of a CD guy. Really nice dudes though, but they suggested Shadows of the Dying Sun, and my god, this is a great melodic death metal album. I mean, While We Sleep, Blackheart Rebellion, Collapsing Words. I know some people don't like Lose Tonight, but I personally love that song. The Primeval Dark, the Promethean song, just God. I was tempted to get one from last year because that would have made my end of the year list had I actually purchased it, but unfortunately, it just didn't make it into my collection. Next up was a Blind by. This is like weird because some people label them gore grind, others consider them slam. This is Internal Bleeding with Imperium. And I don't know if this is the same one that I'm thinking of. I want to say it is. But because it seems to be the same logo, but really good stuff. Next up is maybe favorite melodic death thrash acts ever, and I'm so I'm utterly amazed. I'm even saw these guys opening for Heathen with my dad. When I saw that they were opening that day, I immediately put this on at work. And I had and mind you, I've had this and a patch on my vest, which, check out that video if you haven't, for a while now, and, I got a photo with the drummer, vocalist slash lead guitarist, I believe. I think one other dude, and I know Gabe from Raider was actually there as the vendor, and I actually got a photo with him, and he was chill as hell. Really nice dude. This is Invicta with Halls of Extinction. I got this when I was first getting into thrash. I remember, I know Black Metal Werewolf got it, but I found it through J-Haw Films because it had the title track Halls of Extinction in there, and then, you got Terminal Brutality, which I was in that fucking pit. Oh my god. Sacred Scourge, just every fucking song on here. Just, I cannot give this album enough praise. I remember listening to it throughout 11th and 12th grade, especially 12th grade. And I remember I was just like headbanging. And then while I was there, because I got a shirt, and I should probably wear it again because I haven't worn it in a while. I was so tempted on getting a poster, but unfortunately I just don't have a whole lot of wall room for it. Because unless I like move my hats like elsewhere, like over there, I don't have anything. But this is Invicta with Triumph and Torment, and I actually bought this before it came out. They were like, we have the CD before it comes out, which was really fucking cool. Of course, as soon as they said that, as soon as their set was done, I got the CD, and my dad was not shocked at all. Really good show, but really fucking good. Shit. Next up, more black metal from the Metalhead box. This is Iray with Satanic Secrets from the Manslum. I don't really know. Really odd sort of stuff. I'm hoping I'm saying that title right. Please correct me if I'm wrong on any of my pronunciations, but that was really fucking good. Next up is my favorite Iron Maiden album. I do have other like favorites, but like this is my all-time favorite Iron Maiden album. I need to get more. Unfortunately, this is the only OG CD I could find somewhere in time. I mean, fucking Wasted Years, Sea of Madness, Alexander the fucking Great. Space themes and atmospheres just so good. Fortunately, I only own this from this band. I need to get more from them because like it has good songs, but it doesn't have my favorite song by them. This is Iron Reagan with Crossover Ministry. Just want to make sure I actually had it right. First song I ever heard from them was Fucking Neighbors. Then you have Dead with My Friends, Power of the Skull. I just like how this has members of Municipal Waste, and it's like a much more politically charged Municipal Waste. Which obviously, if you have Municipal Waste vibes or even members, I'm gonna be all over it. Next up, some one of the most classic like deathcore bands and more tech death bands as they went along. I need to get more from them. I do have their new one on the way. Job for a Cowboy, Ruination. Do I need to say anything? I remember actually listening to this in high school, and I didn't like it at first. I listened to pretty much Doom, and that was about it. But this is good. I mean, Unfurling a Darkened Gospel, Summon the Hounds, Constitutional Masturbation, Butchering the Enlightened, Psychological Immorality. I mean, every song on here is great. I need to get more Job for a Cowboy. Like I said, I have Moon Healer on the way. I need to get Doom because that actually means a bit to me. But next up, I'm pretty sure this is an OG press of this album, and you can already tell what it is. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. I think Tony from Killbot and Gorgorotek said it best in one of his lives. This is just like the embodiment of electricity. Like this, I mean, this just has so much power and good vibes in it. I like that. Also has one of my favorite artworks ever. This was my favorite for a while. I don't have my favorite, unfortunately, but I have a little bit more Judas Priest. We're gonna go on to a bit of Jugulator. I know a lot of people don't care for this era, but I think this is actually pretty heavy. I know Rob Halford sometimes says that Priest weren't going the direction that he wanted to go, and yada yada, but then he went to go release Fight with whatever that album was, and they released that, so I think something else is going on. And then another great one, and I need to fix that I need to place that, probably. This is Demolition. Not huge on this, but I got these because of Metal Viking 82, because I actually didn't realize that this actually existed, because I knew Demolition was a thing, but like I didn't really listen to it. I kind of only listened to like what Rob Halford was on at the time. But 3 albums left. I need to get more from this band. They're not my favorite death metal band. Obviously, I've made it clear that I have bands that I worship versus others that I don't. This is Jungle Rot with their self-titled album. It's good. For the most part, I don't know. My favorite Jungle Rot song is probably, I think it's Face Down, something like that. Next up, I know this band because of J-Hawk Films as well. I got it because I recognized the art, and I heard the title track online and I thought it was good, but then I just heard it and didn't like it. It's Cataclysm with Heaven's Venom, and I think the reason I don't like it is because I didn't realize that was actually melodic death metal and not like the chuggier like stuff. I mean, this is solid for what it is. Just not something I jam all the time. I do have quite a few fond memories with it though. And finally, my favorite album from this band, and I need more from them because they're so goddamn good. Oh, but this is my favorite. This is Catatonia with Viva Emptiness. Not a single goddamn song that I would throw away on here. I know a lot of people aren't huge on Catatonia because they're very depressive metal rock sort of stuff, and I'm just like, you guys gotta check Viva Emptiness out. Because this album, when I found out about it, I remember I was 17, and of course I was going through some shit. I remember, I was like, God, I want a good cry, but I can't fucking cry. Why can I not cry? I turned this album on, and right from the get-go, pretty much, the fucking Niagara Falls, basically. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. I know this was a bit longer. I'm trying to do longer videos so you guys can actually get some enjoyment out of them. Yeah, I know my CD collection is almost to the M's, but I'm hoping to do a video review for Job for a Cowboy. I know it's technically already probably passed by and doesn't really need to be dealt with, but that said, I still want to do it because I don't think just my review on Instagram is enough. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but better late than never. So that said, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and as always, keep it grim.